Hello, welcome to Snake and Feather. My name is Lilou, and this will be a video for the new moon in Gemini, May 2020. So I've been procrastinating a little bit about making this video, and I don't know why, but I've been a little bit nervous about this. Yeah. But when there's stuff that you want to do, but that's still making you nervous, that's a good sign. It's getting out of your comfort zone a little bit, and it is speaking very nicely into the energies actually of this new moon. The new moon in Gemini is new moon's traditional, where we start new things, where we plant seeds. And Gemini is the sign of thinking, of duality. It's an air sign, so it's very much a brain sign, a sign of the mind. And we're just coming out of Taurus season, which is very much a sign of the earth, of the body and the senses. And the last full moon we had was in Scorpio, which is also very emotional sign. Deep spiritual transformation stuff. And now we are moving into Gemini, which is sort of lifting a little bit of the energies and bringing us more into the mind and thinking about stuff. And we are also having a Venus retrograde, and retrograde is where we need to reevaluate a little bit. We are being invited to rethink stuff about our bodies, how we think about our bodies, how we think about our history. And that is all very nice, you could say. We could all use a little bit of lightening of the energies, I think. This is an intense time on the planet, no matter what you're going through. But we also have some of the big boys up in cosmos who are affecting us. And this has been going on since last year. We have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, who are really asking us to change our very, very old patterns of being. And this is hard stuff. Most of us don't feel that comfortable with change. And this is all of the energy at the moment, is change. And now we're having this new moon where we sort of want to start new things, and still we have this energy pulling us back. We have Mars in the picture as well. Mars is active, a masculine drive, wants to move. And then we have this energy of still being held back. And this can lead to a lot of frustration. And I don't know, of course, in what part of the world you have been raised or live, but I'm in Europe, in Northern Europe, and so I've been raised in a Protestant society, a capitalistic society, and of course a patriarchal society. And all of these things are sort of energies that praise the masculine principle of being very productive. And so when you are finding that you are not quite as productive or not quite able to move forward in the way that you would like to, or think that you ought to be able to do, then it's very easy to go into a lot of negative self-talk, which is, of course, not helping anything. Nobody ever really started to feel a lot better from having a lot of negative self-talk. And so I wanted to come on today and make a little video for us about this, and really sort of invite you to go with the energies of this new moon and try to, first of all, be gentle with yourself. Don't beat up on yourself for not being able to move forward with the things that you would like to have been moving forward with, because there's a lot of energies that's actually working to sort of, I want to say, hold us back a little bit, but not in a negative way. You know, the universe is very wise, and the energies are there for a reason, right? So try to be gentle with yourself. And all this frustration can also lead to frustration with others. You know, we can be angry, and you know, the Mars energy, you know, when it's frustrated, when it doesn't get to go and move and do the things that it wants to do, it can be very frustrating. And one of the ways that we sometimes express this is by anger. So try also and be gentle with other people in your life, you know, your partners, your kids, colleagues, people on the street, people on the internet who think or feel differently from you. Try to breathe and just see if you can find that gentleness inside of you. This is a planet of extremes at the moment. We are being shown the extremes of spirituality and of light, and we are being shown the extremes of the capitalist society and productivity, and we have to find a way of merging at some point and coexisting. And it's very easy to get on the spiritual high horse and say, I have known about this for the last little years, and it's not really helping moving things forward, I believe. So I think those of us who are in the spiritual community and who've been working with these things for a while, seeing these things for a while, knowing they're out there, we really have a big responsibility at the moment in sort of understanding and being gentle with this whole process of that's happening for some people who are just now starting to see some of the stuff that's been going on for a while, and it can be really scary. So I really think that this new moon is a perfect time. It's a perfect opportunity to start the new thinking of things. You know, use the Gemini energy to sort of take the higher perspective. You know, we were on the ground. We were in Taurus season. We were down in the ground, and now with the Gemini, we have the possibility to raise up our thinking a little bit and see it a little bit more from a higher perspective. And I think that will help both in our communities, but also for ourselves. You know, when you feel frustrated with yourself, just see if you can find the Gemini energy and pull yourself up into a higher perspective. Right. And I know all of this is easier said than done. And so I've been talking about wanting to make a self-care video, or a video with suggestions for what practical ways that you can comfort yourself and do some self-soothing. And I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do it. So I have picked four different modalities or little exercises that I will recommend to you. And you can do all of them. You could do one of them, or you could do none of them at all. This is, as with all things, very important that you feel into your own body and into your own self and decide what you want to do and what feels good for you. Because I do believe that we are on a path of self-empowering. And so it is very important to always check in with yourself. Does this resonate? If you have made it this far, if you've been attracted to this video and you've watched so far, I could imagine that you are an empath like me and that you feel all of this stuff going on, like this intensity and all the collective fear as well, right? And it affects our body, it affects our mind. And so here are 4 different ways that you can help yourself self-soothe and comfort yourself. All right, so the first suggestion, inspiration, is the old favorite of taking a walk in nature. And this is particularly good at this moment, I feel, because what it does for me anyway is when I walk in nature, it clears my freaking brain, you know? And when I have all these thoughts going on and my mind patters in this direction, then patters in that direction, and then I get overwhelmed inside my own brain. And so when I walk, it's a beautiful way to clear my mind. Slowly I get brought back to my senses. I notice the smells and the greenery and the feeling of walking on the ground. You know, sometimes I take off my shoes and I walk on the grass, and slowly my mind just releases all of the crap and bullshit, and it gives me space to actually start thinking in new ways. So this is very much linked into the energies right at this time. And to sort of help you, I will draw a card for this suggestion, and it will be from my favorite, the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and Daniel Noel. It is at the moment by far my favorite deck. So a card for walking in nature, please. Spirit card for walking in nature. So funny when you're drawing cards, how like sometimes they fly out really quickly and other times they sort of take the time. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 cards coming up actually. This is beautiful. I love this. A new earth. Look at that. She's in nature, she's by the sea. It's happening, keep holding the vision. I mean, to me, that's pretty self-explanatory, don't you think? So at this moment, walks in nature and maybe by the sea, if you have the possibility, will help you to keep the hope, to keep the positive attitude towards the new earth that we're building, this new paradigm that we're shifting into, right? The ending of the patriarchy. And oh my God, the second card is this. Okay, see if you can see it. The Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. I mean, this is so marvelous in context of what we've just been talking about. So there's a message here also for you who are feeling this Mars energy, who are feeling this frustration, who are maybe prone a little bit to being passive aggressive with the people around you, or actually maybe even shouting and expressing your anger, or just burning with it inside, like I can do. There's no judgment here. Anger is wonderful energy. We just need to use it constructively. And for you today, this is the advice from Spirit. Walks in nature are wonderful for those of you who are feeling this frustration. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So that was the first suggestion. The next and second suggestion is to get on your yoga mat. If you don't have one, get one. And to use a foam roller. And again, get one. It is a, well, it's a one-time purchase, and once you have it, you have it. You can probably buy it secondhand if you're low on funds or want to discern a little bit about how you spend your money, which is probably wise at the moment. But what you do is you get your ass on the mat, and then you put the foam roller underneath you, and you just roll on it. Like and what it does, it is helping the fascia of your body to release. So if you roll like the back of your thighs, for instance, you can feel how the muscles and the fascia around the muscles slowly releases and get to be more soft. And that will help your entire body, like your lymph system, your blood flow, the hydration. Everything can flow better when you don't have like these tension. And like your fascia system is like, if you maybe you work on your thigh, but the fascia is connected to your whole body. And so no matter where you roll, your whole body will be affected in a positive way. So let's get a card for the foam rolling. So Spirit, please give us a card. Okay, that was fast. Oh, and we have 3. Ah, okay. First card. The Cosmic Heart. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I love these cards. Devotion, potency. Make your life a moving prayer. So this, the getting on your mat and using a foam roller is a way of prayer. All right. Okay. Second card. Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So, perfect. This is a message from Spirit that this is a good exercise for those of you who are having a little bit of trouble breathing, who are maybe holding your breath a little bit, feeling a little bit of constriction in your lungs and heart. Like what happens when you roll your back, for instance, and if you sort of arch backwards over the foam roller, is that your whole chest cavity sort of opens up and it releases a lot of tension in your chest area, which helps your breath and breathing. And my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe, is saying to me that this is a good exercise for releasing the need to control. If you find yourself stressing over a lot of things that you may not have a lot of control over anyway, this is a good exercise for you to release that need for control. You're not gonna believe this. Look at the next card. Loosen your grip. Oh my God. Love spirit. Coping mechanisms. Density, addiction, let God in. Right. So this is what happens when we go into like the control room, space of controlling, and we tense up, and then we need some substances to help us release, and that can you can maybe smoke some stuff, or you can drink some stuff, you know, you can or you can seek a lot of outside influences that maybe ultimately is not so healthful. So this is saying that if you have a tendency to tighten up and then needing some help to release in a slightly addictive manner, then this is a very good exercise for you as well. Wow. So the moving prayer, the breath of the cosmos, and then releasing the grip. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So the third suggestion or exercise I will give you is, sorry, I just had to look at my list. Is a thing that I call a restorative resting position. And you can probably find this online with a very detailed description, but I will just give you a short one here. You need to lie on the floor on your back, and then you need to put your legs up on your sofa or on a chair in a 90-degree angle. And what you want to secure is that your knees are fully supported in the hinges. So if your sofa is too low, you need to build it up with some pillows, right? So you have all the way into the joint of the knee, you need support. And then you just basically, you lay there and breathe. And I'm telling you, this is the most wonderful resting position ever. Ever. It is so wonderful. What the support in the knee joints helps you to do is that it releases the tension all the way down and through the stomach area. And if you imagine this is your thighs and this is your stomach, right? So right here in between, you have the psoas muscle. And that muscle, if it's too tense, it will give you a world of problems. But when it releases, it helps the entire nervous system to rebalance and to relax. So put on a piece of music that you love, or a meditation, or just lay in silence for a while and just breathe, release the stomach, and then feel how everything releases from there. It's addictive in a good way. It is wonderful. I sometimes fall asleep in that position, and so maybe you want to make sure that you have a timer on if you have somewhere you need to go. Maybe put a blanket over yourself so you don't get cold. Try it. It is wonderful. So let us draw a card for the restorative resting position. Spirit, please, a card for the restorative resting position. Have a card. Restorative resting position. Okay. three cards as well. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Okay. Wow. So we have this card, Portal. Wow, just look at that. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it with the shine from the light, but no, maybe not so much. This is like psychedelic colors in here through the archway. It says doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. So maybe this resting position is wonderful for you who needs to make a decision, who are maybe faced with a decision regarding moving forward into something new or staying. Spirit is saying wild card. Ooh, interesting. Okay, next card. Forge, don't follow. This is a card of the leader. This is a card of doing things differently, of not waiting for somebody else to show you the way, but to pick up the mantle, so to speak, and do it yourself. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. And the next card, the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Beautiful card as well. So this is telling me that even though you have a decision to make, and it might be scary because it looks like you are moving into new territory. Maybe you are having to step up and be a leader for other people. Maybe you're needing to step up to be a leader in your own life. But there's still a little bit of time for you to be in the unknown, to be in the womb of the cosmos, to go within and sort of accept the unknowingness. Maybe you're considering this opportunity, but it's not quite yet time to choose. But you do have this as well. Well, this makes a lot of sense, you know, because having to make choices and changes really can put a strain on our nervous system. So the restorative resting position will definitely help your whole adrenal system and nervous system to just rebalance. And we are very, most of us are very good at action and thinking that we have to act and being out there. And sometimes often we forget that with all the action, we need inaction, that there's a balance to things. And so we forget that we really need restorative periods in order to balance our hormones and our nervous system from all the action. So maybe that's a very good exercise for some of you. And the last and fourth exercise or suggestion I have for you is to dance. And dancing is glorious. Dancing at home without any goal or purpose, or without trying to conform your body into moves, or it has to look a certain way, but just to give your body an ability, not an ability, it has the ability, but the space to just move, right? If you are very tired, put on some soft music, a beautiful piece of music that you like. Get your ass on the floor, lay down, and just listen to the music, and then wait for an impulse to move. It will come. Maybe you need to listen to 1 or 2 songs, but at some point it will come. This impulse from inside the body. You know, maybe there's something in the shoulders just wants to move a little bit. Maybe an arm, or you want to put your legs in the air and wave those around a little bit. Just follow the impulse of the body. You know, sometimes you end up standing up and needing to release some energy at a more paceful number. And sometimes it's just wonderful to stay in the softness. And other times you may want to start off at a great pace and end up on the floor, releasing there. Your body knows, it stores everything. And when we give it the possibility to release it, it does. It's marvelous. So, a card spirit, please, for this exercise of dancing. There's beautiful music on YouTube, and most of you have beautiful music on your other devices or CDs or records or whatever you have of playing music. My nose itching. Oh. Okay, somebody needs to dance. Okay, so Spirit, please, a card for dancing. Oh, just 1 card. Wow. But a profound one. Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. I actually feel moved by this card. This is saying that those of you who feel drawn to this exercise, to the dancing, you will be connecting with your elders and with your ancestors through this practice. Dancing is ancient shamanistic practice. It's been for millennia. People have been dancing. So this is for you who need to connect into that strong lineage of your elders, of your ancestors. It's a way for you to connect with the shamanistic energies. And it's a way also of healing with sound. There's some tremendously interesting work being done at the moment with sound frequencies and the possibilities of healing through sound. And this is because they're water animals, they're in the water, and you also have diving deep on the card. It's telling me that this is a wonderful way for you guys to release some deep emotions, to maybe give your body a possibility of feeling into those spaces inside of you that are constricted with some sorrow, probably. I'm getting sorrow. And when we have deep sorrow inside of us, we don't want to feel it. It hurts, you know? We don't want to feel it. So we try to paddle on the surface of the waters of our emotion, right? We try to keep our head above water, and we end up with all this tension in our body. And so this is an invitation of doing some grief. Let me see. Okay, there is some voice who wants to come through. Okay. There is much sorrow on the planet at this time. We, from the Galactics, see this. We encourage you to, sorry, I'm getting, my mind is getting in the way here. Okay, Spirit, please help me with this. Thank you. We encourage you to step into your human needs in this regard. The dancing will be a way to step into the sorrow, for you to let it swell up inside of you, and finally a way for you to release it. This is not easy work. We have the greatest respect for you who have incarnated on the planet at this time. You are so brave. You have stepped into service at a crucial time in the planet's history. And so it is essential that you take care of yourself at this time. Releasing through dance is one of the ways that we see you do this. We encourage you. We applaud you. We respect you. We are working together with many on this planet, and more will join this great cooperation, which have been going on for millennia, and which will be going on for millennia. Okay, so yeah, my mind, my prefrontal cortex is wanting to analyze that, but that's really stupid because I can't really comprehend the word millennia. But what was said is that there is some grief and sorrow in some of you, and dancing is a wonderful way of giving yourself and your body a chance to feel it and to release it. Wow, so we ended on a deep note there, which is wonderful, because life can be deep, and life can also be light and easy. And this new moon definitely gives us the opportunity to look at both sides. Right. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please take only what resonates, what makes sense inside of you. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. Something else will ring true for you in one of my other videos or in someone else on YouTube. There are many wonderful people doing readings and videos and energy work. So there's something for everybody. Yeah, so happy new moon in Gemini, and I will see you at some point. I'm not quite sure when my next video will be, but I will make one. There will definitely be some interesting energies coming up in June with the eclipses, which are always fun. No rest for the wicked, right? Okay, so I will end this video here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.